It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you've come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Where might you ask? Where the hell is that? Where else would it be? Besides deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. Thank you for joining me on a Monday. Start our week off breaking down everything that has happened and is happening in week 11. Of course, you know your Raider Reaction schedule. We give you, live what's going on with the Raiders footage right then, game time. And then on Monday, we jump in and we go deep, drop back deep in the pocket and let it fly league wide, and we hit on all the hot league topics. Of course, the hottest league topic to us is, the massacre in Mexico City, which I will touch on as soon as every Monday and Wednesday, when we drop back deep in the pocket and let it fly league wide, I always have the Raider Reaction Resident Sports on with me. And that is none other than Prime, who has been a ring announcer for professional MMA and boxing, PA announcer for pro soccer, play-by-play color commentary for college basketball and college football, as well as the reigning vice president of the Hardcore Challenge, the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. He's with us every Monday and Wednesday to break down all of the action, give us an impartial eye that I know this team have, and what's up, Prime? There we go. So we had some. Let's get right to it. Let's not cut through it. Let's get right to it. So I assume you watched the game yesterday, Prime. The game in Mexico City. I assume you watched it as we all did, and it was a sad, pathetic thing to watch. I touched on it yesterday in my post game, as well as my halftime. What's up, Brian? Oh, have a little connection issue. Apologize.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ah.
There we go.
All right.
Sorry. A little bad connection there at the beginning. So.
Yeah.
I assume you watched the Raiders-Patriots yesterday.
I watched as much as I could of it.
It was bad. Yeah, I don't blame you for not watching it. I watched all the way to the end because it's just typically what I do, but
yeah, I kind of saw the way things were going, and you guys are a bit out of sorts right now on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not even sure what's going on.
I'm not sure either. I don't think the change in offensive coordinators was looking in hindsight was not probably our best move. It's not looking to be as such as now Musgrave has been promoted as the Donkeys have let their offensive coordinator go. Musgrave, our old offensive coordinator, is now going to be the new offensive coordinator coming into the game against us this weekend. So isn't it funny how it just all shakes out and becomes...
Yeah, how's that even work out? But I tell you what, it was an exciting Sunday in football, that's for sure. I don't know. There were some good games, and there were some blowouts that who would have thought. There were some defensive battles that happened that, I mean, you never saw that coming either. I mean, when the Chiefs and the Giants have an all-field goal game, it's like, what?
That was beautiful to see. The Chiefs have lost 4 out of 5 now. They're on the skids, and as we were discussing before the show, Prime, the AFC, nobody is really out in the AFC. Even as bad as Oakland has done at 4-6, they're only 1 game out of a wild card spot. Because if you're not a division leader, the rest of the division is not that great.
Yeah, I mean, the AFC is
conference in general.
Conference this year.
Conference.
I mean, they're definitely the weaker conference this year, and I mean there are a lot of weak divisions. I don't understand. Now I think that AFC West is actually tougher than a lot of people give it credit for, just because the Chiefs lost yesterday, but at the same time the Chargers won with a big defensive defensive day. They were huge on the defensive side of the ball. So, I mean, they got a front four that can put the pressure on down in not in San Diego, but in LA. You know, those chokers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Your division's it's tougher than.
They're the hottest team in the AFC West right now. Reality's reality. They are the hottest team right now in the AFC West. The Donkeys are on the way down. The Chiefs have lost 4 out of 5. We don't know what the hell we are. And all of a sudden, here come the chokers and freaking Mr. Bolo Tie, and he's like, hey, throw for 400 yards,
Yeah.
like he just does. Even when they lose, he throws for as much as I hate him, he keeps throwing, man.
He's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. Now, I mean, I don't want to go too far, but he's one of the better quarterbacks in your division. I mean,
well, yeah, the Donkeys.
If you look at Alex Smith, David Carr, what's that?
The Donkeys don't have a quarterback. We got Derek Carr. You got Alex Smith and
right.
Rivers. I mean, you can't count the Donkeys quarterback because they don't really have one. So.
No. They tried to turn back time and go back with Brock Osweiler, and he's not a good quarterback.
That was stupid.
Yeah. But speaking
That's
of
like
stupid
back
quarterback,
with your girlfriend you broke up with. I mean, you broke
oh
up
yeah,
for a reason. You know. You think she? Come on.
But
that never's gonna work out. Maybe all right for a weekend, but.
Right on. But speaking of dumb quarterback moves, the Bills actually probably made the biggest blunder of them all when they decided to start the rookie Peterman and bench Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor's done nothing but be an above-average quarterback in this league for a few years now. I don't know why that organization does not trust their starting quarterback.
That's why they sit on the kiddie table. That's why. The Bills, they just can't get it right, man. You don't do that to a quarterback. You're trying to get – the Bills are only anything this season because they had Tyrod Taylor under center. How are you going to sit the guy? You got to let him work through his good and his bad. He's not freaking Joe Montana. I mean, damn. He's Tyrod Taylor. Get the best you can get out of him. Maybe you get to the playoffs. Maybe he gets hot. You just got – now you're screwed with his psyche.
And that's just it. Tyrod Taylor at his best is a really good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not like elite or anything crazy, but he's a good quarterback. And he's a dual threat. He's got a good arm. He can stretch the field. but they got rid of all of his weapons outside of Shady McCoy. And Shady McCoy, man, yeah, he's the best offensive tool they have in that toolbox. What's up?
Julian wants to know, how are the Eagles on the kitty table? The Eagles are on the kitty table because the kitty table is all of these teams have one thing in common. They've never, ever, ever hosted a Lombardi Trophy. None of them.
That's not why the Eagles are on the kitty table. Or this, yeah.
That's
the Eagles.
The historical.
The Eagles' best chance. The Eagles' best chance was with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens.
No way.
In that year, they made it to the Super Bowl.
Randall Cunningham and the gangrene defense. That was their best chance. And they should have got it with Buddy Ryan. And they didn't get it then. They're never going to get it.
So they're never. Nah, man. I tell you what. The Eagles might be the best team in the NFC right now. Right now.
You know, but I don't believe in the Eagles. I don't believe in the Eagles yet. Because the Eagles, they've got nobody on that team that you have to feel or has proven they can get it done. Who on their roster? I mean, you can count Division II, you know, North Dakota State Bisons. You want to count that? Because that's not big game time. That's little time.
LeGarrette Blount went to Oregon. He won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Jay Ajayi had like two 200-yard games last year.
Just got high and they handed him the ball on the 1-yard line. That was all LeGarrette.
Jay Ajayi is a baller. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what team he plays for.
True.
Jay Ajayi is a good running back.
Proven to get it done.
He's put up the stats to be a good player.
Well,
you can be like, he hasn't proven to get it done, whatever.
No, what I'm saying,
I'm
saying the pedigree or the history of getting it done in the playoffs. Nobody on the team has been there, done that. None of them. So does that hurt?
Well, no, they're young. That doesn't mean they don't have a shot.
No, it doesn't. But does that hurt them when they get there?
Nah, man. I tell you what, the best quarterback right now. All right, he's not the best quarterback, but he is leading the league in touchdowns. That's Carson Wentz.
Yes, I agree. He's doing
his quarterback rating.
Season prime, but you and I both know that playoff football is a whole different beast in the NFL. Andy Dalton is great in many a regular season and gets to the playoffs and pisses down his leg every time he gets there. So who's to say Mr. Wentz doesn't do the same thing? You don't know.
All I'm saying is Andy Dalton never led the league in quarterback rating and touchdowns. All right? Hey, you know who else didn't? Tony Romo. Okay? There are teams, there are quarterbacks.
Romo's like statistically the greatest Cowboys quarterback ever.
In the regular season.
Exactly. So is Wentz the next, is he the new Tony Romo or is he the new Joe Montana?
Oh, wow. How come you have to just step into legendary shoes immediately?
Because that's more fun to talk about.
Man.
What am I going to compare him to Rick Meyer?
You got to build.
You mean compare him to Rick Meyer or like, you know, freaking Danny Ward?
Why would you do that? Oh, man.
I pulled a Rick Meyer on you. When's the last time you had that name dropped on your
No joke. 92. I got a power issue. Hold on.
Uh-oh. You didn't pay the bill. Oh, man. Okay. Let's get to the games and what's transpired. Hold on. Let's do a quick score check. Looks like Atlanta's, up a touchdown against Seattle, 24-17. At half, looks like. We still at half there? Hold on. Let me make sure my page is current here. Yep, still at half. All right, halftime. Atlanta up 24-17. really doesn't affect us. I don't care too much about that. And I really just, I still hate the Seahawks, only because they used to be division rivals. So I will never get over the hatred for the Seahawks, because I grew up hating the Seahawks. They were AFC West division rivals. And, yeah. So I'll always pretty much root against them. The Falcons, they don't bother me. They've never won anything. They're a team I don't believe will ever win anything either. They're just like the Eagles.
They're still a fun team, though. They're still a fun team.
The Falcons? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there's a prime example. Mr. Matty Ice Cold. He's Matty Ice in the regular season. It's Matty Ice Cold when he gets into the playoffs. Because before last year, he hadn't won jack in the playoffs, and then they get there.
So what?
What? What do you mean, so what? Oh, no, I lost him. What happened there? Dramatic pause. Oh, I lost Prime. But I do want to get to the little rundown of these games. So let's start off with the Thursday night game. Pittsburgh, Jesus Christ. Pittsburgh's turning into the Patriots 2.0. They are at benefit of a crappy division with easy wins because they're playing garbage. You know, the week before they struggle to beat Indianapolis. They handled Tennessee, which makes you question Tennessee a little bit because you keep hearing about how great Mariota's supposed to be, but honestly I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I just have not seen it. So you keep hearing about him. Hold on. What's up, Rip? Sorry, we just lost Prime connection there for some reason. Get Prime pulled in here again. Apologize. Let me run through it. So, obviously, I've seen a lot of Raider questions pop up. You know, tomorrow is the Raider Nation Report with myself. Solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black as we do it every Tuesday. We let the entire week digest. We rip it all down and break it down on Monday. All the big stories from the previous week. Then on Tuesday, a solid hour of the Raider Nation Report with yours truly, the Commish. Now, I'm not going to obviously make you sit through the full condensed game replay as we usually do when, you know, we have a nice Raider victory to relive. We don't want to relive that at all. So we're not going to be doing that tomorrow. We will go through everything as we typically do. We'll break it down. We will lay it in the ground. We'll cover it up and we'll bury it. And then we will discuss Donkey Bowl 2 for 2017. Because there's a lot to talk about for that. And of course, you'll get all your Raider news. All up to date on everything. I'll touch on all the questions. Because don't ever think that any comment that you ever put in a show, I don't read. I read every single one of these comments. Every single one. Every comment from the show the previous night is read before the show the following night. Every single one. I do not obviously have time to answer every comment on all of the posts because we share pretty much every news story there is that we can find silver and black related. So, obviously we can't comment or respond to everything, but please know that it's not a darn thing that we don't read. Let me see. Prime, are you out there? Let's see if we can get Prime back in here. We lost Prime. He has power issues. Connection issues. There he is. He's back. Let's get the man back in here and let's rip through these games. But I've got a lot to talk about tomorrow, so make sure you join me. And a couple other housekeeping items while Prime's getting connected back up here. follow us on Twitter. We're on the freaking Twitter now, Prime. Did you know we're on the Twitter? We're on the Twitter now.
We're on Twitter?
We're on Twitter.
Hey!
At Raider Reaction. So go follow us on Twitter. We're up on the Twitter. We're working through our social media platforms. Also, on YouTube. We're also on YouTube. Hardcore Challenge Live Studio Webcasts. Every single webcast that we have done from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios, all of the Hardcore Challenge Live webcasts, all the Raider Reaction webcasts, all the promos, all the commercials, even BC's latest shows, every single show through yesterday is all uploaded and archived on Hardcore Challenge Live Studio Webcast on YouTube. Go like it up. Subscribe. Of course,
Woo!
you can get us here every night. Well, at least me. Him on Monday and Wednesday. All right. All right. Are you with me? Are you connected?
I am connecting.
All right. 10-4. Sorry about
Apparently it takes a
the
second.
connection issues there. But we appreciate your patience and hanging with us. Now, as I was touching on Prime, Tennessee, Pittsburgh on Thursday night. The Steelers.
Huge.
Are they for real though? Are they for real? Because they're like I was telling them, they're the Patriots 2.0. They're at the mercy of a weak division. They barely get by Indianapolis the week prior.
Well, I mean, can you see the final score of the game yesterday?
I did see the final score of the game. It was 40-17 on Thursday. I seen it, but
yeah, on Thursday. Okay, yeah, the Steelers are for real. Talk about a pedigree and all that jazz you were talking before. Roethlisberger's done it. Roethlisberger's won a couple Super Bowls. Like, he's shown that he's got the cojones to make it happen. You know? Yeah, if there's talk about pedigree, they got the bees, the killer bees or whatever. Antonio Brown's a stud. Le'Veon Bell's a stud. Like,
I guess.
I like all kinds of teams. I just happen to have a Lions jacket. Leave me alone about it.
He's our league guy. You know, I don't know what he's going to show up in. Sometimes it's USA Soccer. You never know. All righty. Well, like I was saying, I always hear about this Mariota, but I don't know what's up with Mariota.
Mariota's still trying to recoup from that leg injury he had earlier in the year. They still haven't unleashed him as a runner yet, the way that he has been in the past. He's a very athletic quarterback. He's coming out of that Oregon offense. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not impressed with him. I'm not impressed with him thus far. So we'll see. They're doing a
He's
little
had
better
his highlights
than
for
they are,
sure.
but he's a middle of the road quarterback thus far. Well, I don't know what's up with my screen. What do you mean I got a black screen? Prime,
I didn't do it.
Let me disconnect, and I'll jump back and grab you because something.